Good Lord, it grinds my gears when people just can't give people the credit they deserve, man. When people just let their opinions overshadow black and white facts when the facts is right there in front of your face, bruh. Today we're going to get into Kevin Durant and LeBron James and all the hypocrisy, all the hypocrites surrounding these two players and the differences in where they took their careers. Let's get into it. I know you're somewhere. YouTube, what's good with it? L'intelligence, and I'm back with a sports video today. I'm gonna talk to you about LeBron James and Kevin Durant. Man, everybody loves the debate. Men, now women more too. They love to have them cookout, barbershop debates on who's better, who's the GOAT. And personally, I don't like to get into it because I feel like those kind of things are strictly opinion on what you think is the best player or what your criteria for the best player is. But I like to look at things from a factual standpoint of things that are black and white, not just how I feel. And we're going to talk about them differences in them two players and how I feel. And, you know, just to throw the disclaimers out there, I'm not a fanboy. As usual, I got to put that out there. I'm not a fan of either one. I respect both of them for what they do. I think they are great players. They've done their things. You can't take nothing away from them people. But I just feel like since LeBron is labeled the greatest player on earth, the best basketball player, depending on who you ask or whatever, that he's unfairly judged in a way that other players aren't. And I'm going to get into some of them differences. And, you know, maybe hopefully I can guide y'all to understanding too, and y'all see things the way I see it, and stop being so, you know, strictly based on opinion, and just give people credit where their credit is due. You know, I hate to see that as a person. So first and foremost, everybody says that what Kevin Durant is doing, you know, by joining the Golden State Warriors, he's just, you know, copying what LeBron did with the Miami Heat. But when it comes to that point, I disagree for a lot of reasons. I agree that he did do that and he started the wave, you know, now he paying for it, but he started the wave of players going where they want to go and forming super teams like that, okay? But everybody's going to say, well, Kevin Durant, he joined Golden State. It's fair because he did it with Miami. Man, let's compare the players from the Miami Heat team that he joined to the Golden State Warriors team that Kevin Durant joined, okay? First of all, to start it off, and which is one of the main points right there, we have Stephen, I can shoot from the parking lot, Curry. Steph Curry. If Kevin Durant wasn't there, he would have been the MVP this year. They probably still would have won without KD. That's first and foremost. They was winning without the man. But he joins them, and now they about to sweep through the series, which to me is making the NBA boring. It's like I don't even want to watch the NBA when I already know who's going to win. But back to what I'm talking about. You got Steph, I can shoot from anywhere, Curry. Klay Thompson, who is a lockdown defender / sharpshooter. You got Draymond Green, who is an all-around player. He's almost like a baby LeBron, you know, minus the scoring, you know, more of the scoring portion of it. And then you got all of the role players, and then on top of that, you got the coach. You got Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr, who is a champion himself, who played underneath the tutelage of two of the greatest NBA coaches ever, the great Greg Popovich and the great Phil Jackson. And you really gonna compare that to him joining the Miami Heat? Dwayne Wade, who is, you know, my favorite player, for reasons where don't ask, it's none of your business, it's just my preference. I love D Wade, that's my man's in them. But D Wade, when he joined them, when LeBron joined him, he wasn't Flash D Wade. He was an old man who was basically over his prime. Yeah, he can drop some points for you and you know, have flashes and moments of greatness, but he was a man past his prime. And Chris Bosh, we really gonna consider him to be a super player? He wasn't Chris Bosh from back in the days on Toronto with the dreads where he was dogging. He was an okay player, an okay role player. Okay? And then you have the coach, Eric Spoelstra. I have never felt like Eric Spoelstra actually coached the team. LeBron James coached the team. Like, people have to be realistic in their comparisons and stuff, man. It's some of the things that people say really don't make no sense. You cannot compare the two situations at all. LeBron just has that way of when he goes places, he, brings more wins out of the team. That's just what he does. That's part of the things in my mind that make him great. Like, like I said, I'm not a fanboy of LeBron or nothing like that. He a good player. I respect everything he do. I can see that he's a great player. That's it. Now, that was just the first situation. Let's get into the second situation that LeBron James fell into, which is the Cleveland Cavaliers situation and Kyrie Irving. Let's compare the role players again. Same role players as for the Golden State team. Nothing much have changed. The next season they added Swaggy P, which really doesn't rock the boat either way. But they added Swaggy P. But let's talk about who the Cleveland Cavaliers had. J.R. Hennessy Smith, Mr. Inconsistent himself. They had Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving threw a hissy fit because he didn't want to come up under LeBron. He didn't, that's as a man, that's his choice. But I still feel like how he went about it was real suspect. He could have went about it a whole lot better. But hey, we do what we got to do and we deal with the consequences of our actions. But we had them. We had Kevin Love, sometimes I don't know what to say about Kevin Love. It's like he's great and he's not. So I can't really categorize him and say like he's a good player or he's a bad player. He does what he does, and he does it on a fairly consistent basis. And then look at the coach, Tyronn Lue, the dude who Allen Iverson stepped over. One of the worst coaches in the NBA. Like, why is he even still coaching? You know what I'm saying? He got a ring strictly off of LeBron's back and LeBron's hustle. But I think he's a trash coach. And I think anybody listening, anybody who knows who Tyronn Lue is and how he coaches the team will agree with me. Like, even when people make the comparison of being the greatest of all time, they talk about LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Nobody ever, just like with KD, ever points out what the people have around them. It's always this person's a GOAT because he's just a GOAT, or LeBron is trash. Regardless of what his situation is, LeBron could have 4 other people on the court with him with no arms and no legs, and they still gonna say, hey, LeBron should have won that. Like, come on now, be realistic. Even with Michael Jordan had one of the best supporting cast ever. He's always had a team of the most superb role players that knew how to get wins. Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, just to name a few. Like, these people were players. These people wanted to get them W's. And LeBron, he got J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, Tristan Thompson, who's like an undersized big man. Like, he always been undermanned and undergunned, but nobody gives him that respect. People always want to disrespect him for him losing a certain amount of finals times, but hey, you gotta get there to lose. A lot of people never made it. Yeah, Jordan went perfect in the finals, but a lot of times he didn't even make it to the finals, or he got knocked out in the first round. But nobody never says anything about that. When it comes to Kevin Durant, everybody all of a sudden, you know the D riders. You know them. You probably are one if you don't know him, who just jump on the KD bandwagon since he been getting these rings now. But nobody ever says, why couldn't he do that in OKC? Why couldn't he do that in OKC? Why couldn't he win? How? I still to this day don't understand how they blew a 3-1 lead. We ain't gonna talk about him going to Golden State after blowing the 3-1 lead. We just gonna talk about them blowing a 3-1 lead. I don't care how hard Russell Westbrook is to get along with. Y'all had the opportunity and y'all let it slip away. You didn't let that superstar step up and come up out of you and carry the team. And people are giving you all of this respect for being great. And I'm not gonna say it's not deserved, because he works hard. He puts the work in. He is a great player. Do I feel like he is in the conversation for being the greatest player on earth? No, I think he's the greatest scorer in the NBA. Hands down, can't nobody check him. He's too tall. He moves like a guard. He shoots like a 7-foot Steph Curry. I mean, his range is out the gym. He's an amazing scorer, but all around player, does he have that heart and that fire that Jordan? He doesn't. I know people say the same thing about LeBron, like he doesn't have the heart of a Jordan or a Kareem or something like that, but he's a different kind of player. And that brings me to another point of how people unfairly judge and compare players. When, just like how people used to judge Tupac and Biggie, they were like two different kind of rappers. So for somebody to say who's better than who, that strictly comes down to your opinion of what you look for in your rap. Same thing with basketball. You know what I'm saying? If you look at scoring being the only thing that matters in basketball, which is not exactly true, because defense wins championships, and nobody's ever said scoring wins championships. The saying says defense wins the thing, brings the chip home. But if you look at it from a scoring perspective, then yeah, KD hands down is a better player. But if you look at what they're stating, the greatest basketball player, which translates to me as all-around player, then hands down LeBron is the best. He got the total package. He got the defense, he got the scoring, he got the passing, he got the IQ. And to me, that defines the greatest player. Now, if you want to get into the best three-point shooter, if you want to get into the best scorer, if you want to get into the most athletic, then you have different people that fit into them criteria. But we talking about the greatest player, I would have to say him. Now, to touch on this point and to not take away from the greatness, that is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is one of the most fiery competitors, most confident, most assassin-like players to ever grace the NBA. One of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see why people say he's the GOAT. I'm not gonna say he's the GOAT, because it's debatable. Like I said, it depends on what you think of as the GOAT. But let's just talk about him and the comparison that LeBron James gets for not winning all of his finals appearances like Michael Jordan did. Now, I'm going to just say, like, the Chicago Bulls of Michael Jordan's team, of all the years that he won the championship, is like 300. Like the dudes from 300, the Spartans. They're like the Spartans. They were great. You can't take nothing away from them. They're hand-to-hand combat with the swords and everything. Unrivaled. They couldn't be beat, right? Now, I'm going to compare them to the Golden State Warriors, and as the Golden State Warriors, I'm gonna say they're like a modern day army with guns and tanks and fighter jets and nukes and all of them. Now you tell me that Michael Jordan would have single-handedly beat the Golden State Warriors today and won every finals appearance against them? You're out of your mind. There's no comparison. Steph Curry, KD, Draymond, Clay, all nukes, blow you out the water. It's a whole different day and age in the NBA. Michael Jordan's team in his era, and him at his position, to being the best player at his position, they were unstoppable for that era. But this is a whole different era, so I don't see how people make the comparisons with LeBron James when they played in two different eras under basically two different types of basketball and two completely different types of leagues. You know what I'm saying? Like, the league is completely different now, and people just tend to forget about that. When people make them comparisons, it doesn't make any sense to me, because you have to factor that in. The league is completely different. The level of competition is completely different. Golden State Warriors are a beast that the NBA has never seen before. Not like the Showtime Lakers, not like John Stockton and Malone. I'm talking about you've never seen a beast like the current day Golden State Warriors. So like let's be realistic in our opinions, people. Can we do that? Opinions are like assholes. They say opinions are like assholes, and everybody has one. I say opinions are like assholes, and everything that comes out is usually shitty, right? People have the shittiest opinions based on nothingness. Like, let's look at hardcore, stone cold facts, and tell me that those factors do not weigh in on LeBron having the championship or going and winning every single one of his finals appearances. Now, KD is going to do his thing. If KD decides to stay with the Golden State Warriors, for another couple seasons or whatever, if they sign him back or whatever, it literally makes the NBA unwatchable. It is boring. Like, it's boring. You need competition to make any sport watchable, feasible. And, regardless of whether people agree with it or not, him going to the Golden State Warriors completely took the competition out of the game because KD is so great. I'm not discrediting his greatness. I will discredit, or I will question his ability to lead a team and take a team into his own hands and do it on his own with that mentality, that Mamba mentality, that Jordan mentality to say, I'm going to win regardless. That's the only thing I questioned about KD. Other than that, his decision to go there, all of that is cool, but he single-handedly destroyed the league, man. Let's be for real. And LeBron James, he goes to any team and helps them win. This year's Cavalier team was absolute trash. He had no help the whole season, and he still got them people to the finals. He got swept? Yes, he got swept. But who even expected them to make it there? With Kevin Durant, if you had switched him with LeBron James on that Cavalier team, would Kevin Durant single-handedly have taken the Cavaliers to the finals and then beat the Golden State Warriors? Hell no. Get over yourself if you believe that. So to sum it all up, man, wins are not only determined by the player. Okay? That's evidenced by, one, LeBron not being able to win by himself. Two, by KD not being able to win by himself when he was in OKC. And three, by Michael Jordan not being able to do it by himself when he was playing with Chicago. Does it help when the player's a great player? Yes, absolutely. Greater players, they have a higher chance of bringing that chip home, But you just can't blame somebody for not winning if they don't have no help, man. Please be realistic in your opinions. Think about the things that go along with it, not just the players you have around them. It's also the system that they're in, the coaching staff, the coaches they played for. Some of these people who winning championships, just like Kevin Durant, just like Michael Jordan, had some of the greatest coaches ever. LeBron never had a great coach, in my opinion. And yet he is criticized more than Donald Trump goofy ass. And we all know Donald Trump is a goofy dude. Shaq made a comment to LeBron to not chase rings. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. I think he should chase rings. I think he should go somewhere and form a team to rival the Golden State Warriors. Try to, at least, to make the game interesting. It's going to do nothing for his legacy but hurt it if he just goes anywhere else and just gets stomped out because the way people look at him and judge him so harshly. You know what I'm saying? He literally has to, or it's gonna hurt his legacy in other people's eyes because people are ignorant. But with that's all I'm gonna say in this video. I'm gonna go ahead and take it on home. I would like to thank everybody for, you know what I'm saying, peeping out this NBA discussion with me. Let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. You think I'm losing my damn mind? It doesn't matter. Hit me up. Let me know. Let's talk about it in the comment section and keep the conversation going. As usual, if you liked what you see or what you heard in today's video, scroll your ass down and slap that like, subscribe button, turn on the notifications. Let's help the lit community grow so I can put out more videos for the people, the ones I love out there, the GOATs, the greatest viewers of all time on YouTube. Thank you very much, man. As usual, I just want to say, stay lit, and I'm out.